to a final product, and you know they've thermoformed all these things. It's not like the way I'm doing it right now. It's similar, but it's not the same. And you know, a lot of these companies, you know, find it alright to give customers second-rate products, and I don't think that's right at all. Like some of the helmets out there, especially the ones that are hard to find, like people end up paying a lot for, and we're talking several hundreds on, you know, stuff where the finish work may be a bit off. There's still like really noticeable seams. Maybe you can tell where the grooves of the lenses are. You know, a lot of little attentions to detail that a lot of companies don't do. And it's important when you sell a product that you have some pride in it, or even if you just make something. Just if you're just even making a helmet just to have in your house, just for, you know, just for kicks, just for shits and giggles. At least take some pride in it. Like, this is almost, if I made it bigger, it almost started to look like Cyclops from X-Men. So well, that gives you an idea. You know, you want to have a little bit of spacing between the helmet and the wearer underneath. Now with this, the fact that you've got a band here, you're going to run another one right here. This is that nose spacing I was telling you about. And basically it gives you a T. The T right in front of the helmet covers the nose and starts to cover a bit of the mouth. So when you do put the helmet on, it's not bad to have close contact here, because the helmet does curve a bit, but you do want to have some nose clearance, because not everybody's got the same facial features, and some people do need a little bit extra room. And it's good when they buy something that they don't feel too self-conscious about that you actually went ahead and thought that, you know what, maybe it's a good idea. You know, and I'm one of these people. So, you know, and with the T, basically it's a T, but it kind of thickens around here. That way you're covering the whole bridge of the nose with enough clay to keep everything, you know, easy to wear, practical. In case you're wondering what I'm watching, I'm watching Appleseed, and I do plan on doing a Briareos helmet. I want to make the whole suit. That's, you know, on a back burner. But so this kind of idea here. I love these stands because they're so easy to work with. So basically you've got your, and you know, the nose is actually under here by about ½ inch. So when I start building clay, it's going to actually be a nice snug form. You don't want it tight, but you don't want it, you know, rattling around and loose. Because you know, if it's too loose, then you have to add so much foam on the inside of the helmet for proper fit, or you know, if it's too tight, then you know, you'd rather have it too loose than too tight, because if it's too tight, you got to do it all over again. So there's a lot of little things you have to think about when you're doing it, and that's why, like, I keep a tailor's tape measure handy. So I'm always keeping track of dimensions, especially this one right here is probably one of the most important ones, because you want to make it a bit bigger, because it's got to fit the space here. If it's too tight and you can't get your crown of your head through it, then good luck selling it, or good luck being able to wear it. It's not going to happen. So there's a lot of things you got to take in consideration, and sizing is a huge one. And that comes with practice. Like the Guyver 3 helmet that I did, I probably added clay 3 times on that thing. When I ever thought it was finished and I went back and looked at the dimensions, I had to add stuff. So you wanna as you're going, every time you add like a pound or two, you want to take a step back, take all your dimensions, make sure everything is looking right for the application. If you're not wearing it, if it's just going to be a display, then who cares? You may make the neck as tight as you want it. But if you want to make a wearable helmet, then you got to make sure that wherever it goes in here, if it's just a slip-on helmet, and I've seen helmets like the Power Rangers helmet where it's like a two-piece where it snaps up. That's okay, but it's not as cool because you see the seam and all that. But yeah, you want to make sure this is nice and open, not too tight. You can get the illusion of being tighter just by some of the curves and the way, like if you look on the Guyver units, if you ever have a chance, usually at the jawline, they've got these little tabs on pretty much every unit. Yeah, hers are really small. You can barely see them, but I'll look at my pictures. I got tons of pictures just to confirm that. But the Guyver 3 and Guyver 1 both have these tabs, and you can have the helmet come in and the tabs flare out a bit, so you're still getting the appearance that it's a narrow neck with still getting a proper fitted helmet. So that's step one. Dimensions, proper build up, having all your materials already at hand, because it's just annoying having to take a break from something because you're missing something. You want to have tools at hand. Usually I don't start using a whole lot of tools until I get to the real finish work. So for the first couple hours I won't be using tools at all. Just the hands. And for those that aren't that familiar with doing helmets, you can take a clothes hanger. This one's covered in plastic, but anything smaller, even like wire gauge. Cut yourself some like 3-inch lengths and stick them inside the foam at the corners of the eyes, right through, and you can build clay around that. That gives you a reference point of how wide the eyes are and as far as the spacing apart. So the next, I'll bring you up to speed on the next build up. Don't want to make these videos too long because for some reason North America has had a massive increase in people that are ADD. I think it's a load of shit, personally. I think people are just lazy and don't want to pay attention to anything, or just generally not interested in stuff for very long. And I don't think that's ADD. I think that's just right out laziness and lack of application. So I'll do a